Social update UG. Ruto to Museveni lead the way to East African community integration. Kenyan president has told Ugandan president to lead the way to the East African community integration. Remember that Uganda is celebrating its 60th independence, and Wiliam Ruto touched down in Uganda on Saturday. Wiliam Ruto, the Kenyan president, touched down in Uganda. Just remember that a few days back there was a Twitter storm whereby the president's son, Ugandan president's son, Hose Kainerugaba, had attacked Kenya, claiming he would be putting Nairobi down in 2 weeks. But then there were also speculations that Wiliam Ruto might not come to Uganda to attend the independence and all that. But eventually, he came to Uganda, and he's a very known friend of Mr. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. So he has said that Mr. Museveni has whatever it takes to lead the way to the East African community integration. So this photo, as you see, it was taken on October 8th, 2022. And it shows Kenyan President Wiliam Ruto and Ugandan President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni during a meeting at State House in Entebbe. Ruto was one of the East African presidents who attended Uganda's 60th independence anniversary on October 9th, 2022. First of all, what you need to know is that according to Dr. Ruto, who jetted into Uganda for the country's 60th independence anniversary, the regional leaders ought to work towards ensuring shared opportunity and prosperity among its population. The recently elected Kenyan president, William Ruto, has called for policies that facilitate the free movement of people and goods and services across the borders of East African community countries, those including Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, and Democratic Republic of Congo, arguing that it's the only way the region will be able to fight poverty among its 300 million people. According to Dr. Ruto, who jetted into Uganda for the country's 60th independence anniversary, the regional leaders of this entire region, the regional leaders ought to work towards ensuring shared opportunity and prosperity among its population. Museveni, who said that he will be able to do that to make sure that the East African community gets integrated together. President Museveni is our leader, an experienced leader. We look up to him now to take charge in efforts to remove the borders that separate us, the people of East Africa and Africa. We cannot share poverty and hunger, but we can share opportunity and prosperity. It's up to us as leaders to work towards transforming our boundaries, which act as barriers, into bridges to facilitate the movement of our people, Dr. Ruto said, before adding that he had instructed Kenya's trade minister to work with his counterpart to ensure that the dream is realized. According to Dr. Wiliam Ruto, the Kenyan newly elected president, the East African community business community, which is lagging behind the policymakers, should take advantage of the regional trade agreements to enhance cooperation. There is no reason as to why food should not be available in our region. Today we import 1.2 million tons of fertilizers as a region, yet we have the raw materials to manufacture fertilizers and reduce on foreign exchange expenditure. We spent $400 million on clinker to make our cement, yet we have raw materials in Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. We spent $500 million on importation of steel, yet we have raw materials in the region, said, and reiterated that 78-year-old Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni, who has been in power since 1986, should take charge of East African community integration. That means Museveni should retire as president and then focus on the East African community issues, because he won't be doing that as the president of Uganda at the same time. With age and experience comes responsibility. You have both. Take responsibility and lead the charge, Dr. Ruto said. Since 2004, the East African community has been implementing initiatives to fast-track political integration. Summit directives were given and national consultations with stakeholders between 2006 and 2008, as well as various studies were undertaken to examine, facilitate, and fast-track the process. The Arusha-based entity, States on its website. In the consultations, it became clear that the East African citizens want to be adequately engaged and to have a say in the decisions and policies pursued by the East African community. On May 20th, 2017, the East African Community Heads of State adopted the Political Confederation as a transitional model of the East African Political Federation. However, still no direction has been given on how the confederation will be executed. These are the pillars of the East African Community regional integration. One is Customs Union. Through the Customs Union Protocol, trade within the East African Community region has been enhanced significantly. Additionally, the East African Community has been an attractive foreign direct investment hub. 2. Common market. The EAC guides the free movement of goods, people, labor, services, and capital from one partner state to another, as well as the rights to establish and reside without restrictions. Yeah, that means East African members can establish and reside in any country without restrictions as long as they are not criminals. Number 3, monetary union. The East African Monetary Union Protocol provides for the attainment of a single currency for daily transactions within the common market. Number 4, political federation. The EAC partner states envisage coming together to form a super state and a single political authority stroke government together. Those are the goals for the East African community. Yeah, and then so that is it. That's what Wiliam Ruto said as he was in Uganda celebrating the independence of Uganda 60 years later on. And then Museveni has been the president for more than half of that entire time. He has been president for 36 years. And then 24 years we've been led by other presidents. So Museveni himself has consumed more than half of the time since independence. And then other presidents have shared the 24 years. Are we okay really? Are Ugandans okay? Really? Tell me what you think in the comments. And then don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button, and also share this message to all my fellow fans, those in Uganda, those in Kenya. I saw your comments when I was making topics about Mohozi and Kenya versus Uganda in terms of Twitter issues. Those in Tanzania, I appreciate. Those in Rwanda, those in South Sudan, those in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Yeah, subscribe and hit that bell button. Peace.